Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the day, and welcome back to Sales Remastered. On this episode, what I want to do is just kind of think out loud, and I'm a curse on this one. So if you're offended by that, or if you're sensitive to language, please push skip or watch the next video. But I felt a need to kind of go over what I am experiencing myself. And I'm directly experiencing it because I'm just returning from vacation where I got a chance to unplug and get away from the daily grind, and now I'm getting back into the routine that I loved before going even on vacation. And it's a bit of an adjustment. You go from kind of not having a watch on to now focusing on time, so it's a different balance to go back and forth on. And initially it was hard for me to go on vacation because I just couldn't see work stopping. But obviously, you adapt because it's part of me, and that's the way I'm embedded, to enjoy it and kind of forget about work. And so nonetheless, you got to come back, you got to get back to work. So my story here is that, when we look at everything from a third party looking in, right? Like you're just kind of reflecting on your life, you're reflecting on yourself, you're reflecting on the decisions you made. You come across some real deep shit if you actually give it some thought. And I don't know if it's because I'm older, I don't know if it's because now I got gray hair showing, and I haven't dyed it, but what I think it is that you're able to kind of identify that your decisions partly are done by influence. You're influenced by kind of the normal society. I'm not talking about influencers online or influencers on YouTube. I'm talking about influenced by your family, your friends, your circle, your pocket of people that you're with every day. And so where I think now social media is becoming the new influencers, because everyone's kind of already heard that noise of the pocket of people in their close surroundings, and now they have the ability to hear the noise or the influence from others around. So maybe someone you don't know, but you can now post up or you pull up their profile and see exactly what kind of person they are, which is a helpful tool, by the way, for sales. If you're not looking up your clients on LinkedIn or Facebook to get an idea of how they perceive life, their mindset, you're leaving money on the table, because that's an advantage that we didn't have before. And that's what made a cold calls. You didn't have a creative way to actually make an introduction, and now we do. So a cold call is more, like Gary Vaynerchuk just made a video recently where it's more of a creative introduction, right? Creative influence or way to bring value. And I could relate to that because cold call has been part of my life ever since I started. And why I think the time is now to shine as a salesperson is because we can now gain more data on our prospects to make sure that where we focus our time is more effective. It's more efficient. And nonetheless, though, it takes years to figure out how to do that. And so that's more of the back end. Whereas on this channel, if this is your first time following or watching a video, it's really designed about helping you get through the hard part, the negotiation of sales, the actual sale of sales. The way to break through resistance and get through objections. And besides that, I also share information that helps you keep your mindset strong and to stay motivated. And I'm speaking from experience. It's not from a book. Although I do read a lot of books on that, I do practice my craft, and that's ultimately what made me better. And I want to share that with you guys. And here's the point of the message is that, if you think about the gym, like with social media, everyone's has a hot body, right? And they're at the beach and you're seeing all these pictures, and it's now cool to be fit, right? And so you want to be like that, and society wants to be like that. And so they'll go to the gym, and then they'll go for like a week. They don't see the results. They don't look like the pictures they see on Instagram of some dude with the six pack. So then they quit. This just isn't for me. And it's because of the perception, it's the expectation of society, that thinking that it all comes so easy. And so I want to make a disclaimer here, because how it applies here is that even though I could show you how to efficiently negotiate, how to efficiently generate a sale, and fortunately if you're in sales, you rely on a sale in order to not only keep your job, but grow with your company, grow as an individual, grow in income, grow in assets, move your family up and up and up, right, and higher. And even though I could tell you what to do or show you what to do, what works, it really comes down to actually your desire to want to go through it. Now what I want you to understand is that when you use these techniques, it may not work initially because it's something maybe foreign to you. Maybe it's an approach that it takes practice. And with my videos on like repetition being key, my message here is that you have to go through the process. Nonetheless, this isn't a get rich quick scheme. This isn't a magic pill to turn you into a closer. This is a guidance tool for when you're already in sales. And so if you're new, if you haven't been in sales for at least a year, then you're not, you may not necessarily need the content on here except the motivational videos. And I would still follow. I'd still, because negotiation plays something in your day-to-day process. So still, listen to that aspect, but don't think that if you say what I say verbatim right away, that it's just going to say, it's just going to create a sale. And it's not until you understand, again, the process from alpha to omega. You have to go through it. You have to really want to go about it and invite the failure. And it sounds weird, but you want to fail often so you can succeed sooner. And so throw yourself in the awkwardness, throw yourself into a position where you feel like you have no clue what's going on. What's the next step? Don't worry about the next step. If you're learning about something, worry about the step you're on. Worry about what needs to be done before it can take a next step, right? I think too many people are looking too far ahead and they're getting blinded by what's needed, more towards omega versus even worrying about what needs to be done towards alpha, right, from the very beginning. And so when we understand the content that's available online, that you have a ton of influencers, and I know there's a lot of traffic. One of the reasons why I do a daily upload, and you'll see it progress. I see it, and I'm my worst critic. And if I look at my very first episode to now, the comfort that I've been able to establish in front of the camera and not necessarily say or a lot, and I've gotten better, with regards to communicating a message. So I'm actually doing this for myself. It's like sales therapy, but also improvement. And it's smart to create a digital brand. And that's what you see here, is that all I'm doing is just creating a digital brand. It's SalesRemastered. And the brand is not a brand like I'm selling you something, because I'm not selling you anything. If anything, I'm giving you access to a kind of like a shortcut, but I don't want you to think that this shortcut is just going to make everything gravy. You're still going to go through the grind. You're still going to be required to give hustle. You're still going to have to put in your 12, 14-hour work days until you master it and until you make it your own. But that requires persistence, that requires desire, that requires sacrifice. Maybe not rush home at 6 o'clock. If you do a lot of business in the West Coast, you maybe, consider spending the extra 2 hours or adjusting your attendance on your sales floor to adapt to your market. Right. In some cases, we tell ourselves these excuses like, oh, I got to go home. I got to eat dinner with my family. That's one thing I got to do. I got to eat dinner with my family. Fuck that. Provide for your family. Right. Oh, I got to go home and sit on the couch and watch TV with my wife. Fuck that. Realize the opportunity you have right now. And it's not only to create for yourself and build for yourself, but while you're working and while you're this young and while you have this opportunity right now with the way internet is evolving, take that 2 hours you would have sat on the couch fucking playing on your cell phone right next to your wife while she watches some like Real Housewives or some shit, and actually take that time and invest towards branding yourself or branding something that you are passionate about. Because whether it blows up and becomes a big company, it's something that you built. And in the very least, it's going to help you in some way. Now, you can create a digital brand around your service or product, and say that you're the go-to guy for fucking spinners. You could design your product around the go-to guy of how to fix your credit, of how to create cash flow, and then there are certain products where you need licensing and there's a lot of legalities of it. But like myself, I'm a financial consultant for mortgage loans, and anytime I quote a rate or a payment, I have to put my NMLS number, I have to put certain disclaimers on there. But what if I didn't advertise any rates? What if I only talked about different things that I've learned in dealing with so many families and homeowners, a way to improve your credit, a way to improve your monthly cash flow, a way to improve your surplus monthly? And in some way I'm kind of doing it, but more for the other side of the fence. It's for the sales people that watch this, who want to know how to generate more sales, thus increase their income to provide for themselves. And if I were to do it on a consumer level and just build, then I have a reference. So I'm not necessarily so scared to detach from someone who I talk to and I can't make a sale that day. If anything, I'll add them on Facebook, on my Facebook fan page or business page. And again, all that's free. Now you have a direct contact to that person, and they can then gain value going back to your website because you're in their feed. And you want to be in their feed because they're on their feed all day, every day. And hopefully they'll share some valuable content, and you'll naturally network with people that they know. But it's all about bringing value. And so that's how you build a community, and that's what I'm trying to do here. Is I'm trying to just build a community of individuals who do not have the resources. And by resources, what I'm talking about is just the proper mentoring and the guidance. Because even though you have to put in that hustle, all that sacrifice, that grind, to first learn and master the process. Once you master it, then you have time, you have freedom, because you're able to manipulate your income. You're able to control your income, in essence, because you understand that you are so efficient. If you want to increase your income, then you're just going to work certain days, you're going to work certain hours, you're going to position yourself more favorably to be in front of the eyes that buy your product. And now with the assistance of social media, you can now reach more people, and maybe this isn't meant for someone who sells cell phones. You go into Verizon and you're the salesman, or you go onto a car lot and you're the salesman, but what if you were still able to network with them in some way, right? And so if you're selling a cell phone in Verizon, you say, hey, you know what, you didn't buy anything today, give me a call, here's my number, write it down on a piece of paper, here's my number, I think there's a deal coming up, call me next week if you're still looking for that phone, if you're still looking for that charger, whatever, or hey, add me on Facebook. I got a live feed of all the coolest and newest gadgets and newest cell phone holders or whatever your product is coming out, and if you like it, follow or subscribe. But you have something to reference them to, versus saying, hey, do you want to buy? No. Okay, well, thanks, and then move on, because you just lost that relationship, you lost that contact. And social media allows us to retain it, not only retain it, but keep constant communication with them. So I see the value in it, and that's why I'm going all out for it, is because I'm going to be in sales all my life. I don't see myself doing anything else. And it's something that I believe is going to evolve, and I love documenting it now. If you would have asked me this time last year if I would have had a YouTube page or had any social media presence at all, I would have thought you were joking. But look at me, I have fucking 90 videos up now, and it's because I'm just staying consistent. And naturally, if you stay consistent, you just improve. You improve with your delivery, you improve with your comfort, your confidence. And man, I'm so excited to see what this brand grows into, because I got a lot of fucking knowledge. And if you're the type to say, oh, well, this shit doesn't work, or fuck you, this guy doesn't, he's not sitting in a Rolls Royce. Hey, fuck you. I'm dropping gold. I'm dropping volume of it too. And if you could find any piece of value to help you generate your fucking income, you're welcome, right? I'm not asking you for anything. I'm not saying, hey, like me and my fucking gray hair sides. I don't need that. And I think that's what's allowed me to be free and remind myself that I'm not looking to please anyone. I'm in essence just sharing information that helped me go from nothing to something. And you know, as far as daily life, I think that's really what it's all about, is we're just trying to get to the next point, whether that point is lateral or it's vertical. You're just trying to move forward, and I can help you do that. All right, so I hope this rant was helpful. I got my coffee, as you can see, it's pumping through my veins, and I'm about to go make some money, and I hope you do too. Please like, share, comment. Thanks.